Hi guys, as you know, my focus is to give you guys just the info without any of the fluff. I will add a little bit of commentary while I'm talking, but other than that, it's all going to be info. So without further ado, let's get into the video, and don't forget to like, share, subscribe. Hi everyone, welcome to another video on Path of Exile 2. So early access has some issues, and it looks like PoE is already, or GGG I should say, is already addressing some of those concerns. So they've released a blog post today early in the morning, and they've said, "Hi everyone, the launch weekend has been a blast. We've really enjoyed seeing all of you get your hands on the game and finally try out the project we've been working on for so long, but now that the launch weekend is over, it is time for us to look at the feedback and make some changes. There are a lot of things coming. The list in this post are some of the things we felt needed to be more urgently addressed. Some of these changes have already been deployed without a realm restart, others will be deployed in an upcoming patch. Dodge roll changes. This is a big one for me. I've been getting stuck behind enemies way too much, especially in boss fights with their ads. It gets annoying, like with Ganor. A lot of players have expressed frustration about being trapped by monsters. While it is intended that monsters are able to trap and kill you, we felt that the frequency of this was a little too high. We will be deploying the following changes in an upcoming patch. Player size is now set to 0 units while dodge rolling instead of 1 unit. Some smaller monsters can now be pushed while dodge rolling. This includes monsters such as the adorned beetles in Keth. This should result in being trapped less often. Note that you will still or can still get trapped. A player size of 0 can still not phase through monsters, but it can get through even the smallest gap between them. Checkpoint changes. I felt this yesterday when I died. A lot of players have been reporting that it has been tedious, or it can be tedious, to need to retread areas of maps in order to get back to objectives that they already found. We will be deploying the following changes in an upcoming patch. Clicking on a checkpoint will allow you to teleport to other checkpoints in the area that are explored on your minimap. Checkpoints have been added to all entrances and exits of zones to allow for teleportation. A checkpoint has been added to the midpoint of the first Dreadnought area. We will be making further adjustments to checkpoint positions as we continue to gather feedback. Item changes. One of the major problems that players have been experiencing is feeling that the game is not rewarding enough. This is an area that we have to be very careful when adjusting because it's very hard to reduce drops if we increase them by too much. We have identified a few key areas that we believe will significantly improve the experience that players are having. For item changes, they're not saying that it's going to be in a future patch, so I feel like this change might already have happened. So when I play tonight and stream tonight, maybe I'll be able to see and experience something different. Oh yeah, that reminds me. Subscribe to the channel, follow me, keep notifications on, and I will be streaming pretty much every night, so be on the lookout for those streams. Rare monster changes. We felt that rare monsters were not rewarding enough. I agree. You kill a massive one and it drops barely anything. I remember killing a hound and it dropped like 20 gold. This didn't affect the campaign as much because they were more unique bosses, increasing the overall amount of drops, but it's easily noticeable when playing in the endgame when unique monsters are less common. In particular, the reward you were getting for the increased difficulty of rares wasn't lining up. We have deployed the following changes. So these have already been deployed. So I guess this might not be deployed, but this is already deployed. Rarity bonuses per rare mod have been doubled. 10% plus 10% quantity bonus per rare mod. Increase the chance of rare monsters inherently having more rare modifiers as you progress through the endgame. These changes will cause rare monster rewards to naturally scale up as you get to higher levels because of the number of mods a monster can have. Increases throughout the campaign and into endgame. In addition, many other forms of map juicing will indirectly cause rare monsters to have more mods as well, increasing the rewards of these other mechanics too. Also note the change below to make sure each map has a minimum number of rares, which will also increase the average number of rare mods and thus increasing drops further. Currency changes. We felt that players were not getting enough of certain currency either in the early game or to sustain adding mods to maps. We have deployed the following changes, so this is already in game now, guys. Regal orb drop rates increased around 40%. Disenchanting of 6 mod rares to give 2 regal shards instead of 1. Lesser jeweler's orbs drop rates increased around 33%. Reduce the drop rate of chaos orbs slightly as they are less valued and so that it doesn't consume so much of the rare currency drop pool. This causes currency such as exalted orbs to increase somewhat. Gem Cutter's Prism drops rate increased by 500%. Gem Cutter's Prism now increase quality of gems by 5% instead of 1%. Map mod changes. Like with rares, we felt that players were not being rewarded enough for the difficulty that was being added by map mods. We have significantly increased the value of all prefix map mods. We have changed all map prefix mods, but some example changes we have deployed are: rarity mods have been increased by 2.5x, quantity mods have had extra rarity added to them. This is now in a later patch. We removed the bottom tier of some mods. You are much more likely to roll modifiers that affect drop or pack size rather than less useful mods. Nice. In addition, it has been identified that some areas are not being affected by the increased number of monster packs mod, as they should be. We will be fixing these maps to work correctly in a later patch. Unlucky drop protection. I hope this is related to chests. One of the major issues we have identified are outlier unlucky drops. A single unique boss dropping badly, especially early on, can significantly affect your character. Yeah, I agree. We have deployed the following changes. No more than 50% of a unique monster drops can be gold. Act bosses and map bosses will also always drop at least one rare. That's nice, so I think it's time to farm some bosses in Act 1. The first of these changes is more significant than it first appears because players can't see the difference between normal and rare gold piles. You will get more equipment and currency items, which can take more advantage of the rarity increases that unique monsters provide. Click to move. There was an issue where the move only command was name locking. This would often result in your character confusingly attacking. Yeah, I've seen this many times. While holding down the action. We have deployed the following change. Move only no longer name locks. Endgame maps. A concern for players in endgame maps is essentially missing rare monsters. In addition, many maps didn't have the number of rare monsters that they should have had. We will be making the following changes in an upcoming patch. Rare monsters now appear on the minimap when there are 200 monsters remaining instead of 50. Many maps have had additional rare monsters added to them to make sure there are a minimum number of every map type. Over the coming weeks, we will continue to work on map layouts and monster density issues in maps. Conclusion. We will be posting patch notes for these changes when they're deployed. For a full list of what's just been deployed, check out the patch notes here. There are still more to come. These are just some of the changes that are fast for us to make. We will continue to monitor feedback and adjust things as we go. So this is community team. Let's take a look at the 0.10C patch notes, the restart list. Campaign bosses killed after a first kill will now drop less currency items, replacing them with other items, which is awesome. Increase the drop rate of regal orbs. Significantly increase the drop rate of gem cutters prisms. A single gem cutters prism now also improves the quality of a skill gem by plus 5%. Previously it was only just 1%. Lowered the drop rate of chaos orbs and distributed it among the other more valued currency items like regal orbs and exalted orbs. Lowered the drop rate of artificer's orbs and distributed it to lesser jeweler's orbs. Disenchanting rare items with 6 modifiers now provides 2 regal shards. Previously it was only 1. The value displayed will show 1 until a later patch. Increase the values of all prefix modifiers that can roll on waystones. We've also adjusted the chances of getting the more commonly powerful modifiers such as increases to rarity and pack size. Monster modifiers now grant higher amounts of item rarity and item quantity. This is most common on magic and rare items, but also affects unique items if applied through various endgame mechanics like the Deadly Evolution Keystone. Increase the chance of rare monsters in maps to have 3 or 4 modifiers. Rare monsters in map areas are now revealed on the minimap when there are 200 monsters remaining. Previously it used to be 50. Fixed a bug where some persistent buffs like buff skills such as Raging Spirits and Mana Remnants were not working for the Infernalist when in demon form. Fixed a bug where you could sometimes be unable to interact with a map device in the Ziggurat Refuge. Fixed a bug where the monsters shattered in Blood Circle Ultimatum encounter were not contributing blood. Fixed a bug that could cause the instance to permanently stop time when trying to revive a Chronomancer. Fixed a bug where rare monsters could not be found within the Chimeral Wetlands. Fixed a bug where move only was name locking. Fixed 3 instant crashes. Fixed a client crash. This patch has been deployed without restarting servers. You will need to restart your client to receive the client changes in this patch. So that's the patch. That was a quick video. Like, share, subscribe, and I will be streaming every day. So be on the lookout for that. And I'll see you guys in the next one.